Hi empaths, welcome back to my channel and back to Journey Through the Tarot. We're talking about our week with the Two of Pentacles and talking about the history, symbolism, and divination of the Three of Pentacles. This journey is inspired by Dirty and Divine, a transformative journey through tarot by Alice B. Grist. She spent a day with each card. We're spending a week. And we're getting a lot of our information from the Tarot, History, Symbolism, and Divination by Robert M. Place, one of my tarot teachers. And working with Waite-Smith Symbolism in the Rider Tarot deck. Looks like that. If you need any of those items, they are available in my Amazon store, linked in the description of this video. Okay, so let's talk about our week with the Two of Pentacles. Well, first thing that happened was, I don't know how it happened, but when I was like looking through the final footage that when it had already published, the last week's video, introducing the two, and it was about our week with the Ace. At the end of the footage, I accidentally spliced in this clip of me. I had done, as a joke, I had put my face on different movie clips. It was just funny. I was entertaining myself one night a long time ago. And so I still have some of these clips on my phone. And as I was sort of editing the footage together, I guess I accidentally selected one of those clips to be edited into the video. So at the end of last week's tarot video, it's my face on Rebel Wilson giving the finger, I guess from Pitch Perfect or something. I don't know what movie it was from, but it was right before the closing credits, the outro, the end scene, I think is what it's called on YouTube. But so I put a comment like, I can't believe that happened. My jaw was on the floor when I saw that. I can't believe that happened. But it was too late because they had already published it and everything. And I really wasn't going to go through and do it again. So, and I figured most people wouldn't get to that point of the video anyway. It would just be like this funny inside joke for people that do watch that long. And for people that I did show some people, I was like, you have to see what I did. So that was funny. And I feel like that was a direct result of juggling a lot of things. As the man in the two juggles, right? This week we're looking at the two. We're looking at juggling things, sometimes, making finances work with when we don't feel we have enough income. It is about gaiety and dancing, right? And trying to juggle people, emotions, home and work life. I definitely felt like that came to the forefront this week. Getting your priorities in order, paying attention to detail, and creating balance. It is represented as a card of gaiety, recreation, and its connections, which is the subject of the design, but it is read also as news and messages in writing, such as obstacles, agitation, trouble, embroilment. I did have some agitation. I had a meeting at work, and I kind of, let one of my supervisors know I just wanted to make as much money as possible, that I was working for money, that sort of thing. And that I had in the past overcommitted to jobs and not been compensated financially. And, there are other ways you can be compensated, but right now I'm looking to make money, and that's it, right? If I take on more responsibility, if I do more, if I do a better job, I expect to be paid better, promoted, whatever it is. But if I have more responsibility, I want more money. Bottom line, you know what I mean? So I just made that very clear. And I have had some other opportunities present themselves, and so I've been getting my resume in order, just in case, something would come through. I've been thinking about that. Like, I have to make really solid decisions and not get really comfortable anywhere, And this week I definitely felt like, did I really leverage my free time, my personal days? Well, I did need rest. I didn't feel great. And I did feel like a little bit tired. The weather's changing and it takes me a minute to transition. That's a trait of a redhead. I know that's annoying to say, but it's true. It's just true. It's just science. It's something where it's one of the things I forgot to talk about when we did Redheads Do It Best, the podcast episode for Radio Play Podcast. We did a redheaded episode. And one of the things I forgot to talk about was that we're really sensitive to temperature. Like even if the temperature changes by 1 degree, we'll notice it. And I've definitely been noticing the temperature changing. I love that it's warmer. It's just, I have to adjust to it. I'd prefer it to stay relatively, like for the weather to be temperate, right? Like I don't like big drastic changes in temperature. It's just not, it's really hard on my system. I get headaches and I get dehydrated really easily when it starts to warm up. And so I've definitely been kind of navigating that internally. And I rested a lot on my days off this week. Usually I feel like I need to jump up and get as much as I need to get as much done as I can on those 2 days. Those are my 2 free days. I got to get so much done. And this week I was like, I also need rest. So I found balance in that. I feel like I did accomplish the things I needed to do. I really needed to get done, as well as rest. So it was just the basics. Run to the grocery, filming my videos. I had a really interesting conversation that I'm going to post on Saturday with friend from New York, someone I know from New York, Brad Gardner, and we talked about food and nutrition and health and our individual journeys around that, and just that was a fun conversation and reconnecting with him. And he's a creative artist as well. He was an accompanist, music director, in the Broadway community and in touring companies. And I met him when I performed Marty Gould Cummings. Brad was Marty Gould Cummings' accompanist for a long time, and Marty invited me to sing in a lot of different places. And one of the places he invited me to sing was when he used to host Take the Mic at Dixon Place, I believe it was, in New York City. And Brad was the accompanist. And so in one of the songs on my performance channel, Brad's actually the accompanist. It was a Scarlet Pimpernel song, You Are My Home. Brad was the accompanist there. So that was interesting. I forgot to mention that, but we didn't really talk about that much. We kind of breezed through that part of the conversation. We had a time limit, but it was an interesting conversation and it was really fun. I can't wait to post that. That'll post Saturday. And I really enjoy that series. I can't wait to see who's next. It always makes me feel good to have connected with somebody and talk about art and health and healing. So that was really great. And interesting that we're moving into the Three of Pentacles, which is about collaboration in part. So I love to see that overlap. And I just spoke to Brad, after I wrote the write-up. But that is something I have been doing weekly. So I've also been looking at moving into a bigger space. And so I was looking at places yesterday, and that was a good feeling. That felt really nice. For a long time, I was like, California or bust. And now I'm sort of like, I'll get there, I'll make it there. I just, for now, while I'm building and taking care of some other things, it would be nice to just have a bigger space. So I looked into that yesterday, and that gave me a lot of hope. That felt really good. a place where I can sing and not feel like I'm annoying anybody. You know what I mean? So I look forward to that in the distant future. Not that soon, but relatively near future. And definitely feeling like I have 3 different trainings that I'm trying to choose where I want to invest. What's the best investment for my time and energy and money financially? Which I would expect while we're in the Pentacle suit. Like, where should I invest that money and that time? There are 3 particular trainings that are coming up. And I'd love to do all 3. I just don't know if that's wise. That might be a lot to juggle. Not that I couldn't handle it. It's just like with the work schedule, and I would have to rearrange my work schedule for one of them. And I have to decide if it's the best fit for me. So I'm asking my vortex for guidance, right? It never steers me wrong. So I want to explore those options a little bit more deeply and just feel for the connection and see what resonates. Ask my vortex for confirmation around that. And this week, I think most of us are receiving our stimulus payments. I think mine will be deposited tomorrow. If it hasn't already, I didn't get a chance to check my account, but tomorrow is my best friend's birthday. Well, today, because you're watching it. I'm recording the night before I post, but it's my best friend's birthday. Moving right into the 3 of Pentacles on his birthday. So happy birthday, Israel. And I definitely felt like I made poor decisions with food this week. I made convenient decisions as opposed to investing. And I think that was part of this juggling, these emotional ups and downs, feeling like and you know what, making the bad decisions with food, I talked to Brad about this, making the bad decisions with food increased my stress levels and the ups and downs emotionally inside, because you think it's a convenient decision, but you lose time. Like, you get dehydrated. I over-caffeinated a couple of times, which was my tendency in New York as well. I over-caffeinated a couple of days. It doesn't save you time. It doesn't give you more energy. It took me out. It gave me a migraine. It dehydrated me. Not a good decision, because meanwhile, I'm dealing with the warm weather too. So it was just a bad decision overall. But I just felt like I needed a boost to get through the workday. I had a customer send me candy, chocolate, which is really weird. I had a supervisor say, no, that's never happened before. You probably shouldn't. You should be more careful about giving out information and stuff. And I was like, I agree. I just was exhausted from the work week. And I think, being in a small space and not really having designated areas for this is where I go to, this is where I work, this is where I rest, this is where I create, right? This is where I meditate. I don't have like sections. It's all happening in the same area. It's all right here. And I think that some people wouldn't have that much of an issue around that, but I definitely do. I need that separation. I need those boundaries and those distinctions. Otherwise, my brain can't really compartmentalize and separate. And so I don't ever feel fully rested. I never feel fully present at work. I don't feel fully, because I'm doing it all here, same space. And I think that's important to separate those things out. So that's another reason why having a bigger, more open space will be really helpful for me. And creative people need more just space, you know, to create. And so I think that I didn't make the decision. It just sort of felt like I couldn't say, I didn't have the brain power at that point in the day or week. I don't even know when it happened, to just be like, no, I'd rather get a good review than you send me a gift. Because I wasn't even sure what she was going to send me. And it ended up being chocolate, which is very odd. I agree, but it was also very kind, very nice, thoughtful of her, but awful for my body. And I did eat it and realized, why are you doing that? Like, this is so bad for you. I felt awful. Like, I felt terrible. I felt worse and worse as the week went on, and was like, she's not even here. Were you being polite? Why did you have to eat that? So I felt weird. I felt sick this week from doing that, because I had given up sugar and was feeling better. And I mean, this just proves it. That is not a good choice. It's not a good choice for me, or probably anybody, to consume sugar. So just made it very clear to me, we can't be doing that. Because I even felt like weak. My muscles felt weak. I felt like I couldn't think right. I was just irritated and bloated, and I felt just gross from it. So then I was like, you're gonna have to fast or something. What the heck? So I went to the grocery today and I bought lots of veggies and fruits to make smoothies in the morning, to just sort of detox that out, you know, detox the sugar out of my body. So I made a bad decisions, a few bad decisions that sort of rippled out into more bad decisions. So, and I'm still recovering. So that was also probably part of the reason I was having headaches and feeling out of it. And then just feeling like once you consume sugar, you're just always hungry. Like it really awakens a beast inside, a monster inside that's like never satiated. And so then I reminded myself, that's why you stopped, remember? Like, so yeah. And now you know, to create more balance, I got more greens, because that will help. And I talked to Brad about that in our interview, in our healing conversation, about nutrient hunger and making sure in the morning I get a lot of nutrients in. I just pack a smoothie with nutrients, and that will take care of the nutrient hunger. Getting lots of water is important too, because there's the thirst hunger, and being dehydrated by drinking caffeine is not helping that matter. And I had given up caffeine, but I felt like I was really struggling with the winter blues, and sometimes caffeine gives me a little bit of a boost, but it also makes me feel out of balance. So then I'm managing all the imbalances that creates, you know? So it's like a ripple effect. So I got to work on finding healthier ways to sort of manage all of that. That came up in a lot of areas this week. How are you creating balance? Where do you perceive you're creating balance when really you're creating disorder, chaos? And that was very clear this week. I hope to make better decisions, better solid decisions, because it's also like, it's not really in balance yet. We're trying to create balance, right? He's hopping from foot to foot, dancing away. And the ups and downs of the ocean back there, it's also like he's on a stage, right? So, and the ocean sort of looks like a backdrop. So it could also be the illusion of balance, right? Or I got to save face somehow, make it look like I'm doing something that I'm not, or, you know, that I have it all together, even when I don't. I'm not great at faking it. And I saw a post this week, I think it was from the holistic psychologist, Nicola Pera, and she wrote something about authenticity is a journey. Can we just admit that, you know, it's okay to becoming more and more into your authenticity, like coming more and more into it. It's a journey. It's not like you're authentic or not. And so many things are like that, you know, like this could also be an indication of like black or white thinking, this or that. And there's very few things that are like that in the world, right? All or none thinking is irrational much of the time. So, I think that could be. Now, how does that come to play with the physical? We did talk about in my video with Brad about plant-based diets, and I know they're not for everybody, just from personal experience. I did attempt a plant-based diet for years. I was just trying to avoid eating animals. Like I couldn't bear the thought of my actions having a negative effect on animals, but I was also getting sicker and sicker and sicker and more ungrounded. And it just kind of had to come to terms with, well, what's the healthiest route for me? And I don't have to go all or nothing, you know? It's not like now I only eat meat, you know? It doesn't have to be like that, but yeah, all or none is rarely the answer. So I've definitely felt like emotional ups and downs this week. And taking a look at where I'm thinking irrationally, honestly, like breaking that down even more, you know? And what decisions am I making simply did not feel discomfort? To kind of stuff that down, or to, you know, stuff down feelings and emotions that I just don't feel is a convenient time to deal with, you know? I think that happens. I think we do that more than we admit. And I just don't like lying to myself. So I was grappling with that a lot this week. Like, okay, but do you really need that training? Right? Looking at spending, like, do you really need, like, is that going to really improve and enhance your life because you've made poor decisions in the past? And I think this is part of also the Pentacle suit is medicine for the impulsive, fiery nature of the staffs, not the staffs, wands. Staffs are from the earliest symbols, but they transformed into the staffs, the wands. Sorry. See, I'm very confused apparently. So with the wand suit, and I say that because I'm a fire sign, my sun sign is fire, we can be impulsive in decision making, in spending, in food choices, lots of different things, right? And that impulsivity needs to be tempered. That's why the Sagittarius card is temperance. And when we can temper that, then we have earned the right to have money. And if you recall from like when we introduced the Pentacles last 2 weeks ago, when we introduced the Ace of Pentacles, those are the merchants, right? Or the those in charge of finance are represented by the pentacles. Traditionally the coins. So tempering the impulsivity will give us that we graduate to being able to manage our finances with much more balance and clear-headedness, less impulsivity. And that's definitely been on my radar for a very long time. So I'm happy to be working through the Pentacles. I'm so grateful we're here. It's a long journey thus far. So I hope you're enjoying this and Let me know how the Pentacles are working with you. What was your week with the 2? Were you juggling? Right? Was it hard to find your footing? Were you kind of going back and forth between 2 decisions? Were you feeling inner emotional turmoil, ups and downs? I'd love to hear what you went through. And let's move on to the 3. So this is what Robert Place has to say about the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 pentacles in this image are part of the tracery in a Gothic arch. This suggests money connected to an establishment. The rose with the cross in the center found in the lower triangle suggests the Rosicrucians. 2 men, one dressed as a monk and the other in a secular cape, present plans to a 3rd man who appears to be an artist carving an image or a design in the stone wall. This represents creative work done for a salary or a commission and for an established organization. Interesting. Lots of artists out there, right? And then what might it mean if we pull this card in a spread for divination? Teamwork, collaborating, building something together, growing, lessons, working with other people, team effort, potential 3rd party in a relationship, a sculptor at his work in a monastery, métier, which is occupation or trade, skilled labor, usually, however, regarded as a card of mobility, aristocracy, renown, glory, success or growth of a project. This is Alice B. Grist's intuitive meaning. Success or growth of a project, things working out well, teaming up with others to grow and to collaborate, efforts placed with dignity and devotion towards growth, attention to detail, whilst patiently and slowly building a bigger picture. And then looking to the Biddy Tarot for Bridget's meaning. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation. The stonemason couldn't build the cathedral without the help of the architects. Right, Sergio? And they couldn't build it without him. Each person has an important role to play, and when they come together as a team, they can create something much more significant than if they were to undertake the project on their own. So when the 3 of Pentacles turns up in a tarot reading, take it as a sign to collaborate with others, creating synergies to achieve big results. The 3 of Pentacles represents the value of different ideas and levels of experience in collaboration. The architects respect the specialized knowledge of the stonemason, and the stonemason appreciates the wisdom and experience of the architects. Even though their backgrounds, experience levels, and expertise are very different, they can come together to share their insight in a way that creates synergy and improves the finished product. There is no us and them or any sense of superiority. Instead, each person has something to offer and is willing to learn from the others involved in the project. Everyone is getting the job done collectively and contributes to the group through active listening and sharing. As you work on projects with others, acknowledge the value that each person brings to the table. You will also learn from each member of the team when you see his or her unique contribution. The 3 of Pentacles, like the 3s in the other suits, marks the initial stages of implementation that follow the Ace's idea phase and the planning step of the 2. You know what you want to create. You've laid out the plans, gathered your resources, money, people, and time, and set to work. You may have already reached your first significant milestone. Of course, you are nowhere near the finish line just yet, but you've got the ball rolling and are making things happen. As you implement your plans, you will realize that you have the skills, capabilities, and resources you need to accomplish your objectives. Set the 3 of Pentacles as an encouragement. See the 3 of Pentacles as an encouragement that you are on the right track. You are competent at what you do, and you are making progress. Keep going. Adequate preparation, management, and organization are also integral components of the 3 of Pentacles. Achieving significant goals, such as building a grand cathedral, requires detailed planning. This card therefore tells you to create a comprehensive plan and to follow a schedule. Now is when good project management will pay off. Interesting. I love that. So that's going to be what we look forward to, these collaborative efforts, feeling like we're part of a team. I look forward to that this week, and coming together. Yeah. Seeing everybody's contribution. Let's integrate more deeply the two so we can stop juggling, feel some balance there in whatever we're manifesting here, and send out intentions with the sound of the frosted crystal singing bowl to bring in experiences that deepen our understanding for the Three of Pentacles. So you might want to close your eyes and get in touch with your breath. Beautiful. Coming back to the room in your own time. Thank you for taking this journey with me, the Fool's Journey. And thank you for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That's valuable to me. I hope you're enjoying this experience and learning a lot about the tarot and having your own personal, divinatory meanings for the cards. That's what this is about. And it's also about integrating these archetypes so we build spiritual immunity, all right, for more overall well-being. So I hope you're enjoying that and experiencing that. If you want a personal session or to find me on other platforms, my links are in the description of this video. Next week I'll be in Las Vegas, so I'm not sure when I'll get to record. I should be able to stay on schedule, but I just want to put it out there that when I'm traveling, it's kind of harder to predict and stay on schedule. So I'll be visiting my brother with my parents, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I don't know if I'll want to be recording. That'll be I think the next day, the day after I arrive. So we'll see. But either way, I'll keep in touch and I'll let you know what's going on. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for taking this journey with me. Bye, Empath.